guys, George here. Welcome back to another video, and today I am going to be doing my Premier League 21-22 season predictions. Now I know it's been a while, it's been like a month since I last uploaded, sorry for that. It was the heartbreak after losing the Euro final. But we're back today with another video, of course. It's the Premier League predictions. We're going to have like 3 videos like this week, so it's mad. We're going to have this one. We're also going to have my match week predictions for the first match week of games. We're also going to do my fantasy football team as well. So all those videos should be on my channel this coming week. Now, let's get into the Premier League predictions. I guess, yeah, let's do it straight away. Now, remember guys, this is just a prediction video for fun, so please don't get mean at me in the comments. So yeah, it's just all a bit of fun. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'll get some of these predictions right. Let's get into the video. Right then guys, so as you can see here, this side, I have the Premier League table. Yes, that's right, and this side is where the clubs are going to go. So yeah, let's kick it off straight away. So in 20th, we have got Norwich City. Now, I've put Norwich in 20th just mainly because they are a club which, when they come up to the Premier League, they usually go straight back down. We saw it in 2016, we saw it in 2020 as well. And Norwich, again, I think they don't have the strength to stay in the Premier League. Just, again, I think they'll go back down to the Championship. They were fantastic last season, but I do think they'll go back down. I think they'll get some good results, definitely, but I do think they'll go back down. I'm putting Norwich in 20th. So then in 19th, we have Watford. Now, I do like Watford, mainly because of the cycling GK Ben Foster. And I'd love them to stay up. But, again, the Premier League is so strong now. And Watford, they did stay in the Premier League for a long, long time, to be fair. Quite a few years after getting promoted in 2015. But will they have the strength to stay up this time? I don't think they've really made the biggest signings that are going to help them stay up. I might be wrong, you never know, but we'll see. I'm going to put Watford in 19th. So in 18th, this is an interesting one. I've put Southampton. Now Southampton, they've had their ups and downs over the last few seasons. They nearly went down in 2018. They've had 2 9-0 losses in 2 seasons over the past 2 seasons, and I've put them in there just because they might not have enough to stay up. So I know it's a bit of a controversial one, but I'm going to put Southampton in 18th. I think they will go down. So in 17th place, we've got Burnley. Now, we know they don't play the most attractive football, Sean Dyche's side, and they've had their ups and downs again, like Southampton, over the past few seasons. They've had their relegation battles, but I do think they will be in a relegation battle again this season, and I'm going to put them in 17th. I do think they'll avoid it, just about, but they easily could be in that relegation zone. So we'll see what happens with Burnley. I've put them in 17th. So in 16th position, we've got Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, Brighton, they had like the highest expected goals, or like very high expected goals last season, but they just didn't have the strikers to finish off the chances, which is mainly why they finished like in the bottom half of the table. So I'm going to put them in 16th. I do think they'll be fairly comfortable from relegation, but I'm going to put them in that proper bottom lower half of the table. Again, they don't really have the strikers to finish the chances, but again, I might be wrong. It's predictions, we'll see what happens, but I put Brighton in 16th. So then in 15th, it's one of the newly promoted teams, and it's Brentford. Now, a lot of people think Brentford could do something like Leeds did last season and get fairly high in the Premier League table. I mean, they've got Ivan Toney, who's a fantastic player, and he could really, carry them to victory in multiple games this season. So I've put them in 15th. I do think they'll be comfortable from relegation. They definitely could be in that relegation spot, just into the Premier League. They've not been in it for a long, long time. But yeah, Brentford, I've put them in 15th. I think they will stay up, and I think they'll finish fairly comfortably above the relegation zone. Brentford in 15th. So then in 14th position, we have got Newcastle United. Now, the club owned by Mike Ashley, they nearly got their takeover a couple of years ago, and I think that would have boosted them massively. But they were okay last season. They had some good results, some up and downs, like most teams that are in this bottom half. But yeah, I put them in 14th. I do think they'll be comfortable from relegation again, but anything could happen. You never know. They could be even in that relegation zone. But I do think Newcastle, they've got some fantastic players like Alan Saint-Maximin. He can really, tear it up and cause problems for sides. So yeah, I've put Newcastle in 14th. We'll see what happens. Again, I'll probably be wrong. But yeah, we've put Newcastle in 14th. So then in 13th position is Crystal Palace. Now, I've put Palace in here. They've got Patrick Vieira as their new manager. Now, again, lots of ups and downs last season. But will they stay up? Probably. I don't think they'll go down. But yeah, bottom half of the table. So yeah, 13th position for Palace. I don't really have much to say about them. Hopefully Patrick Vieira can do well for them. So I've put Crystal Palace in 13th. So then in 12th position it is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Nuno Esperanto Santo, I think that's how you say his name, obviously leaving at the end of last season. And last season wasn't the best season for Wolves. I think they finished in 13th. Now, you know, they had two back-to-back finishes in 7th. And then I think the Europa League, having it didn't really help them. And last season with COVID, just, you know, it was too much. So I've put them in 12th this year. They've got a new manager. Again, they've got Jimenez back, which is key for them. But remember, he did have I think it was a fractured skull. So he's probably not going to be able to get back to his previous scoring ways. But we will see. Hopefully he does. We wish all the best for him. But yeah, I've put Wolves in 12th. So then in 11th, it is Aston Villa. Now, of course, Jack Grealish moving to Villa. Moving to Manchester City for 100 million. And I mean, Jack Grealish, one of their key players, but Aston Villa were fantastic this season. Last season, they still got Ollie Watkins, who really tore it up for them. They've got, you know, a lot of great players. Big John McGinn in midfield. So Villa, I mean, they finished fairly decently last season, but this season I think they'll drop a bit because Jack Grealish is key to their side. So I put Villa in 11th, and yeah, a comfortable finish for them. But you know, they definitely could get higher. So then in 10th, we have got West Ham United. Now, no one expected West Ham to finish 6th last season, and what a performance it was. However, this season they do have Europa League football, which is fantastic for all of those West Ham fans and the club itself. But will that be too much for them? You know, Europa League football, Premier League football, Cup football, all in one season. It does tire players out, and West Ham don't really have the biggest squad depth and like the strongest squad to, you know, rotate like, I don't know, Manchester City do. But yeah, West Ham in 10th, I think it won't be as good as last season because I think not having fans did help them, but we will see. Hopefully it's a good season for West Ham. I've put them in 10th. So then we move on to 9th position, and we have got Everton. Now, Everton, they've got some good players. They've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, James Rodriguez, Allen in midfield, Jordan Pickford. What a performance at the Euros. So yeah, Everton I've put in 9th. I think similar to last season, they did start very, very well. But will they, you know, continue that this season? I don't think so. I think they'll finish in 9th. I think they definitely could get higher or lower. We will see what happens with Everton. But yeah, they've got the players. They've definitely got the players. But can they do it? They've got Rafa Benitez in charge. We will see where they finish. Everton in 9th. So in 8th position, we've got Leeds United. Now Leeds, I mean, weren't they fantastic last season? And I think this season, we all know about Leeds fans. And having the fans in the stadium for Leeds, that's going to, you know, boost them even more. So I've only put them in 8th. They finished 9th last season. But we'll see what happens with Leeds. I think they definitely got strong players like Calvin Phillips in midfield, who really, I thought for England was decent. It was fantastic against Croatia. But yeah, Calvin Phillips in midfield. They got Rodrigo up front. You know, a lot of good players with Leeds. Rafinha on the wings. So yeah, I put Leeds in 8th. So then we move on to the top 7. Who will we put in here? Who have we got in 7th? It's Tottenham. Now Spurs, oh dear, they're on a decline at the moment. They're in the European Conference League, I think it is, Europa Conference League, and that's not good for them. I mean, I think they would rather not have any European football so they can focus on the league, because they've still got Thursday night football. They've got to go to some countries which, you know, I don't know, to, you know, play teams in that Europa Conference League, which is really going to wear the players out with travelling all the time and stuff. So Tottenham, they've not really made the best sign so far. They have signed Christian Romero, to be fair, from Atalanta. He will be key he'll be key to put it into the defence. But with Alderweireld leaving, you know, Tottenham, they're on a decline. Kane may be leaving, but we will see. So I've put Tottenham in 7th. So then we move on to the top 6. And in 6th, it's Arsenal. Now, a lot of people, joke about Arsenal not even making the top 8 and that kind of thing. I do think Arsenal are going to finish 6th this season. And there's a reason why. They don't have any European football. They can focus on the Premier League each week. Most weeks they'll have a week's break. They can train and all of that. And they have time to do it. They don't have to do as much travelling if they're in the Europa League. So I think there could be a bit of a resurgence for Arsenal. Not a big one, but I do think they'll finish 6th. I think they'll get that Europa League spot. So Arsenal are in 6th. So then we've got 5 teams left, and in 5th, will it be 3rd season heartbreak for Leicester? Well, I think it will be. I think they're going to finish 5th. Now, Leicester over the past 2 seasons have been absolutely fantastic. But 2 seasons in a row missing out on the Champions League, it's not great, is it? Will they break into the top 4 this season? Possibly. They've got some great players to do so. They've just beat City in the Community Shield final. They beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final last season. So anything could happen with Leicester. So I've put them in 5th. They definitely could finish 4th, or higher in the top 4, or definitely lower down the table. Anything could happen with Leicester. So yeah, I put them in 5th. I think they'll continue their strong form over the last 2 seasons. And yeah, Leicester are in 5th. So then we move on to the top 4, and who will be in 4th? I put Liverpool. Now, this is nothing to do with me not liking Liverpool as a Manchester United fan, but Liverpool, I mean, they've got Van Dijk, they've got Gomez back, which is important. They've got a lot of their players back from injury. They brought in Konate from RB Leipzig, but they've not. That's the only signing they've made, really. I think Liverpool, after winning the title, and they were fantastic week in, week out for a lot of the season, and then kind of slowed down a bit, and then we saw it with last season, just about breaking into the top 4 right at the end. Liverpool, they're just on a bit of a decline at the moment. So I've put them in 4th. They definitely could finish higher. I don't think they'll finish lower. I do think they'll get top 4, but we will see about Liverpool. So yeah, I think the top 4 is going to be close. Let's see who's in 3rd. Well, in 3rd position, we have got Chelsea. Now, this is an interesting one because Chelsea probably getting Romelu Lukaku from Inter Milan, and that is going to be a fantastic signing for them. He's going to score lots and lots of goals. They'll have Werner as well. They've got some great players. Chelsea obviously won the Champions League last season. However, in the league weren't that strong. Now, Chelsea in 3rd. Again, I said the top 4, I think it will be very close, going right down from 1st to 4th. But yeah, Chelsea, I'm going to put them in 3rd. I think these top 3 clubs, they could all mix around quite a lot over the season. So yeah, finishing in 3rd, I've put Chelsea. So we have got 2 clubs left, and this is going to be a bit of a shock one. In 2nd, I've put Manchester City. Now, City, obviously a fantastic squad of players. They've just signed Grealish for 100 million, who is a lot of the time going to sit on the bench during the season. I'm joking, but you never know, he might. City, yes, they've got 2 fantastic squads. They can just rotate so easily. However, they do come unstuck against it. They do, get stuck against teams sometimes, not being able to get the result. I think they'll want to, in the Champions League, fight back after losing the Champions League final last year. But yeah, I've put them in 2nd this year, and that is for a reason on who I've put in 1st. Now in 1st, this is a very controversial one, I know. I put Manchester United. Now, but let me explain myself. So, United, I think they are being slept on, I'm not going to lie, and I've probably got this prediction well wrong. First game of the season, United might lose to Leeds, and it all goes wrong. And honestly, I'm being completely unbiased here, because I think United, they are being slept on. They've made 2 fantastic signings in Sancho and Rafael Varane, who look like absolute bargains compared to like the Grealish deal and the deal for Christian Romero and the one potentially for Koundé from Chelsea. And United, if they can get a midfielder, I definitely think they could be in a title race. I do think they'll be in a title race anyway. So I just think they are being slept on, United. That's why I've put them in 1st. They probably won't finish 1st, but if they do, I'm gonna look like the biggest big brain there is. So that's why I put United in first. I do think they could come and win the league this season. I would obviously want it to happen, but this is not a biased prediction. I've put United in first for a reason. That, you know, the squad's building. Solskjaer seems to be doing good things with United. So yeah, that's why I've put United in first. That is my Premier League table. There you go. Right then, guys, so that is my Premier League prediction table. Of course, all opinions my own. So, you know, in the comments, you know, put down your Premier League predictions as well. Now, I know I've put some controversial ones in there, but, you know, I've tried to be completely unbiased and just, you know, go with what's been happening in the transfer window, go what's been happening in pre-season, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's my final table. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We should have 2 more videos coming this week, my fantasy football team and my match week predictions for match week 1, of course, of the Premier League. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Put your Premier League predictions below. And yeah, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your day. But for now, it's George, out.